Hi Katie, how are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Thanks for joining me through Zoom for your appraisal. I hope that's okay for you.
Yeah, it's fine. We're getting used to it nowadays, aren't we?
We are adjusting. How are you finding things with the new procedures because of COVID in your job?
Um, yeah, fine, really. It's difficult at first, but you just need to think a little bit more about what you're doing.
Yeah. You're getting used to it.
Yeah, just about, I think.
That's good. That's good. So, as I said, we're here for your appraisal today. You've been with us for 12 months. That seems to have flown for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's gone really quick.
Yeah. And how are you finding working for the company and the role that you're doing?
Yeah, great. I really enjoy it.
That's good to
Yeah,
hear. Good to hear.
yeah. I'd like to look at progressing and being promoted to a supervisor. I really
That's
enjoy it.
brilliant. That's really good that you've got some goals there. Fantastic. Um, we'll go through your appraisal today, and I think there are some things that we can advise you with that can help you to progress and see what we need to do as a company and you need to do as an individual to get you where you want to be. So if I go through our aims today, what we're going to discuss, and then we'll discuss them in a little bit more depth. And along the way, we will see what your feelings are, your opinions are as we go along. So does that sound okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Fab. So the objectives today we're going to look at are just a summary of the discussion. We're going to look at your targets and your KPIs. We're going to look at your attendance. We're going to discuss briefly about the grievance that was put against you earlier on in the year. We're going to look at your attitude, and we're going to look at social and charity events. And as I said, along the way, I want you to put your input and you explain what your side of things. So if we've got no questions at the moment, we'll start off with looking at your KPIs.
Okay.
Yeah. So every month you've met the target that was set for you. So that's brilliant. Really well done for that. However, what we'd like to have done by now is we would have liked to have increased your target so that we can try and get the best in class type of target. We don't feel like we've been able to do that. I've been speaking to your manager, and it's because you've just been meeting your targets. We didn't want to increase them and then demotivate you. So if I can just give you an example of where you are with the benchmark for the figures are taken from the Institute of Logistics. So it's just the average across the board, across the industry. So on an annual basis for the inbound, your actual figures are 4.5, and the benchmark figures across the board is 10.26. So as you can see, there's quite a big gap there. So I feel as if there could be a bit of an improvement. And the outbound figures, your figures are 12.4 annually average, and the benchmark figures in the industry are 23.5. So again, there's a huge difference. Are you aware of any reason why this might be, or do you have any input with this?
Uh, I'm quite surprised by that. You set me some targets and I was hitting them. So as far as I'm concerned, I thought that because I was hitting my targets, I've been doing quite well.
Okay, I can appreciate that. Do you think it would work better if we did increase your targets so that you knew what you were aiming for, not aiming beyond what we've been set for you?
Yeah, I need to know what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. Do you think that would encourage you more if we increase them rather than demotivate you?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. I'll speak to your manager, and I'm sure that won't be a problem. It'll be between you and your manager actually what targets are set, and you will be monitored to make sure that you're hitting them and that you're not having any problems, it's not causing any stress. If you're not aware of any problems where you could improve, then hopefully this is something that we'll be able to work on together. Is that all right?
Okay. Yeah.
Fab. The next thing to discuss is your attendance. So over the 12 months that you've been with us, we've had 8 periods of sick. So it's not just one continuous period. Unfortunately, there have been separate periods, and they seem to be at a similar time throughout the month. Do you have any reason for this amount of sickness?
Not really. I know I've been sick quite a lot this year. I just seem to keep catching one thing after another. I've no idea why they're at similar times of a month. I think that's just a coincidence.
Okay.
I keep getting that bug, and I just can't get rid of it. Hopefully that it'll settle down now.
Okay, I can appreciate that people get ill and sometimes your immune system's down, and you sort of keep battling to try and fight it off. I can appreciate that. The national average of sick is 4.4 days a year. So again, yours is quite high for that. What I think we need to do with this, I think we need to manage it a little bit. So you haven't had a return to work done. So I feel as if we need to implement this across the board, not just with you, just to monitor it and see if there's anything we can do that we can recognise, if it's anything to do with stress or if it's anything that you're doing a bit untoward and you shouldn't be. I just think it would be a good way to have that communication open. So every time you come back from sick, you will have a small return to work interview from your manager. Do you agree to this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. What we'll do, if it doesn't improve, we will have to put in sort of an attendance management plan, which then could escalate if it doesn't improve anymore to a disciplinary. I just like to warn you of that. Hopefully we can get it under wraps so that it doesn't come to that. But we'll see if we can manage it the best we can. And hopefully, like you said, if it is just being sicknesses that you just can't fight off, things will settle down and you've just had a bit of a bad time of it, and things will improve. So we'll take it forward with that if that's all right with you, Katie.
Yeah.
Lovely. Briefly, I just want to discuss the grievance that was put against you earlier on in the year regarding the aggressive behaviour. I just wanted to say that it has been noticed that things have improved. Your manager's noticed that there's been anything else of its kind, and that it was just a one-off. So as much as it will stay on your record for another few months, as per we agreed with your when we did the disciplinary, just wondered if you had anything to say on this, if there was anything that was stressing you, that was anything that was triggering anything.
No, it's something that I'm really conscious it's on my record, and I don't like that it is. It was out of character for me, and I'm sorry about the incident.
That's lovely. We sort of see that it's out of character, so I'm kind of glad that it's a one-off, and that hopefully it's something that you've managed to sort out. Leading on slightly from that is there's been an observation from your manager and complaints from a few other members of staff that your attitude can be a little bit curt towards people. Is this something that you're aware of?
No, I'm not aware that I've been. If I have been, I certainly don't mean it. I thought it was the other way around. The team don't really have any patience with me.
Okay. Do you have any friends in the team? Have you got any working relationships with them?
No, not really.
Right. Okay. Can you think of any time in the last few weeks where your attitude might have been a bit curt or a bit off with anybody, that they might have taken it the wrong way, even if you haven't meant it?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, it's hard working at home, and I don't know. Maybe things just come across a little bit differently.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. If you can sort of be aware of how you're speaking to people, if you can just take note of yourself, just to make sure that it isn't you that's coming across a little bit sharp with people, and just sort of bear it in mind that we've had this conversation, and hopefully it's something that will iron itself out.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it on board. You know, if I think I am being short with people, then you know I'll think about it. I've been a bit stressed recently.
Okay, that might that's definitely going to contribute to things. What might contribute to the relationships is we're aware that you haven't actually been to any of the social events or the charity events that have been held. Is there any reason for this?
No, it always seems to happen when I'm busy and I can't make things outside of work.
Not even if there's, you know, plan things well in advance, or if we give you some warning. I just think it will really help with building relationships within the team.
No, I didn't really think that not attending social events would affect my job, but few months ago, my mum was diagnosed with dementia. And she lives on her own, and I'm her only child, so I've got a lot of caring responsibilities. So I'm desperately trying to look after her. It's becoming more and more difficult, and I love my job, but my mum's got to be my priority, and I'm just struggling to do everything.
Okay, so that's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. Is that something you want to discuss?
No, no, not really. I just rather get on with the appraisal if that's all right.
Okay, that's fine. Um, with this in mind, I think that this could contribute to quite a bit of what we've talked about today, actually. So, as a company and as an individual, I'd like to help you as much as I can with this. With your permission, I think it's important that we speak to your manager about it. Just so that he's aware of what's going on, and then if you do have any issues, you can go to him, or not even really to just discuss things, but just give him a heads up that you're struggling a little bit. Would that be okay if I did that?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing that I'd like to do, I'd like to point you in the direction of the employee assistance program. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically they are people who understand people that are suffering from grief or any type of problem, money problems, there's any type of help there. So if you contact them, they'll put you in touch with, they'll be able to signpost you to people that understand dementia more than I can. They'll be able to understand stress. They'll be able to help you with how you deal with things, how you can deal with your mum. And I just think that might help you. As soon as you feel that you're on your own, that it might give you that support that you're probably looking for. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's something that I'd be interested in exploring.
Brilliant. That's really good. So I'll send you those details over to them, and they'll be able to help you out so much better than I can. I'm assuming you'll have to attend hospital appointments with your mum, or doctor's appointments, or just need some time to support her with things.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fine. As a company, we'll be able to support you with that. Again, we'll sit down with your manager and we'll put a plan in place. And any time off you need for appointments and things, just let us know. Obviously, just tell us as far in advance as you do know. But we'll be able to work around that. And hopefully that may help with your attendance, if you're able to manage things and not be as stressed about having to make appointments and use your annual leave and things. So maybe we might be able to cover that with that option. How does that sound?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds like it could be good, and it's a weight off my mind that you know about it.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm glad it is, Katie. It must be a really stressful time for you. And then finally, the social events, I do think they're important, not for any other reason other than to get some team building. I feel as if there's a bit of friction between you and your team members, just with what you've said. So if we can arrange some lunchtime social events that are very informal, that will only last the time, you know, the hours, lunch hour that we've got, but it just means it'd be able to talk to people on a personal level rather than just at work. Do you think that might help with team building?
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a go, as long as it's, you know, it's not conflicting with the times that I've got to look after my mum.
Yeah, I can totally appreciate that. We'll get your manager to sort something like that out. I'm sure we'll be able to do something at lunchtime, no problem. As for your targets with the KPIs, I still think it's important that we increase those. I feel as if you might need that that encouragement. However, I think we should just increase them slightly at the moment, because the last thing we want to do is to put more pressure on you with all the stress that you've got at home. But the second you think it's too much, you talk to your manager or you come and talk to me about it, and we'll look at reducing those targets. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine, thanks.
That's lovely. Is there anything that you want to add at this point, Katie?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just going to recap quickly over the actions that we've just put through. I'm aware that we've had to rush through this quite quickly. So I'm going to speak to your manager about this situation and forward you the details for the employment assistant programme. We're going to discuss it with your manager about allowing the company to give you time off for hospital appointments and things relating to your mum. And we're going to arrange now and again some lunchtime events so you can do some networking with them. I'd like you to be open with your manager as much as you feel comfortable, and acknowledging that he knows and he's willing to support you. You're going to contact the assistance programme to help you, and you'll attend the lunchtime social events anywhere that doesn't conflict with any appointments with your mum. Are you happy to agree to those?
Yeah, that's fine.
Brilliant. At this stage, we would normally book an appointment in for a one-to-one in 3 months' time. However, under the circumstances, I'd like to speak to you again in a month's time, just to see how you're getting on and making sure that you're getting the support that you need and there's nothing that you're struggling with anymore. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's brilliant. Obviously, in the meantime, if you need me, you can contact me either by phone or email, and I'll be able to arrange a time to speak to you.
Okay.
Lovely. Well, thanks very much for your time, Katie. You take care, and I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.